Hello, this is Byron at Logees, and passion flowers are really easy to grow, and if you love plants and you have some sunshine, they're the plant for you. I have been a fan of them for decades, mostly because of, look, beautiful flowers, and some of them smell really well. This variety here is Passiflora Alato caerulea, goes by another name, but that's what we call it. It is probably one of the oldest hybrids created, going back at least 100 years, if not more. And it's a cross between Alato and caerulea. Both of those are large flowers and both have fragrance, although the fragrance of this is a mixture of both. And this has hardiness, as caerulea does. It will actually take zone 7, go into the ground, and come up again. In the group of passion flowers, there are beautiful flowers. I mean, unbelievably spectacular flowers in terms of form and color and shape, and as I mentioned, fragrance. Some of them fruit, some of them don't. All of the species obviously fruit, that's how they reproduce. Many of them are not edible in that there's nothing to eat, but there are some that are really good to eat and actually become commercial fruit-producing plants. Those are edulous, which is the best choice for growers because it self-pollinates. And the fruit size is fairly big. It's about as big as a very large egg. The other varieties we grow, which are really worth it, but a little bit more challenging, are the giant granadilla, which is quadrangularis. Actually, the other square stem varieties like Alato can fruit, and even Decasiana, which is a cross between the two, can fruit. But the giant one, or the giant granadilla, is probably the most spectacular in that the fruit gets very large in size. Then there are some minor ones that we grow. Miniata, which is the red passion flower. That is actually a commercial fruiting variety in South America. It's often found in the markets there. However, that one needs cross-pollination. And then, of course, we have the hardy variety, Incarnata, which is often used for fruit, and that also needs to be cross-pollinated, either with another clone or another individual different genetically, or you can use any pollen from a species that you happen to have to do the pollination on that or to get it to set fruit. So Incarnata is an interesting plant in that that is our hardiest one here at Logees. And there have been some very interesting hybrids. Lady Margaret, which is actually a red form, came off of Incarnata. There's Incense, that's another variety that came off of Incarnata. And interesting enough, neither of those produce fruit that is edible or fruit at all. The three varieties that we sell of edulis that fruit are McCain, Possum Purple, and Panama. We have a couple more in the works that we're testing here that we will be releasing in the next year or two. The interesting thing is that the species tend to be seasonal in their flowering, maybe going on for a couple months. And the hybrids tend to be flowering pretty much continuously throughout the year. There are a few differences in that. Some of them are actually short day blooming. So the short day bloomers would be Actinidia, Vanessa, Miniata, which is our red passion flower that doesn't flower much in the summertime, but heavily in the wintertime. And there's two varieties of that. There's our original species of that, and then there's a variety we got from Maui many years ago. Flowers are a little bigger on that. And then there's Parisiae, which actually flowers pretty much all the time, but we'll put on heavy shows of flowers during the wintertime. The other ones are our long day bloomers. So there's Betty Miles Young, there's Lady Margaret, there's Holocericia, there's any of the caerulea hybrids. Caerulea itself is a long day bloomer. And those are plants that you can actually use in the garden or patio, even in containers where, because they're very fast growing, where they can ramble around and bring flowers to you in mid to late summer. We had a video we made on the Maypop, or Passiflora Incarnata, and we also have a blog on that. That's probably one of our more popular ones, mainly because the flowers are really beautiful and it is hardy, going up as far as zone 5. Here in Connecticut, at least with the warming winters, it's pretty much hardy anywhere we plant it. So it's a great passion flower to grow for those that have some room. Passion flowers are really easy plants to grow as long as you've got sunlight and you love to grow things. Thanks for watching, like, and subscribe.